and ice storm.
It looks like the fate of liquefied natural gas terminals in Oregon may now be decided by state lawmakers.
KATU Salem Bureau Chief Melika Johnson joins us live from the state capitol now, and where legislation is being written to try and keep LNG terminals and pipelines right out of the state of Oregon. Melika.
Oh boy, Steve, this is the fight that just goes on and on, but now it appears a bill is being drafted to give Oregon the authority to possibly keep out LNG terminals and pipelines if the state decides that people within the state do not need the fuel. Their cries have been heard by lawmakers.
We don't need your LNG.
Now 3 proposed LNG terminals and a pipeline could be in jeopardy.
So there's no doubt this legislation would have a huge effect on the LNG terminal proposals.
New legislation would require Oregon's Department of Energy to determine if there is a need for LNG. If not, the state would deny LNG developers the necessary state land leases and water rights to set up shop.
Before we destroy farmlands, before we give away state land and water, we should make the common sense determination that whether there's a need for LNG or not.
Catching wind of the proposal, supporters of LNG launched an offensive.
This isn't a time to be horsing with, can we delay it some more? Can we let the court process drag on and see if what? To see if the private investors will go away?
This coalition of business and labor leaders say opponents are messing with $1.6 billion of shovel-ready investment.
At this kind of critical time when we clearly need the energy and we need the jobs. It's a marriage. It's not something to be against.
But the gloves are clearly off in this battle. LNG supporters are now painting the opposition as antic-driven hippies, as seen in their posters, something which offends the Sweeney family, who are farmers.
I think that you should have more respect for people of all kinds to not take a stance like that and say, oh, it's just these crazy people.
And 2 veteran state lawmakers are sponsoring the legislation. One of those lawmakers is Senator Floyd Przonski. He is the chair of the powerful Senate Judiciary Committee. So clearly some very heavy hitters working here in Salem to try and get this thing passed. Live at the state capitol, Melika Johnson, KATU News.
Melika, thank you. Here's a controversial decision in Seattle.